by way of summary as well, we tried to make a distinction between wealth and riches. And we said wealth, by the etymology of that word, speaks to something more enduring, something that can multiply itself, something that has survived. It is not just about riches, which is the quantity of money you have per time. So I'm not able to go too deep into that so that I don't take the focus of what we want to do this week. All I'm trying to do is just do a quick recap. And we also established that research confirms that it is faster build wealth through entrepreneurship because you can multiply faster. However, entrepreneurship, one, is not necessarily for everybody. Two, as entrepreneurship can quickly lead you to wealth, it can also quickly lead you to bankruptcy. All right? So the focus, therefore, is not for you to think that, oh, until I become an entrepreneur, I cannot build wealth. No, that's not what we're saying. The focus of this series is to say, if entrepreneurship is not for you, or you are not in a position to get that started now, on your current 9 to 5, 8 to 4, whatever you are doing, how do you get to that point where you can build wealth? Because research also shows that it is actually possible to build wealth on a 9 to 5. And then to drive that point home, we then focused this concept or this topic around 4 building blocks. The first block was, how do you make money? The second is, how do you then milk that money? The third, which was what we are focusing on today, is how do you multiply the money? It is in this multiplication that wealth is created. It is in this multiplication that wealth is created. If you are making money and you are managing it, and you are managing to find a way to milk it, if you do not build the capacity to multiply it, just imagine what has happened in Nigeria starting from January and recently in May, and the consequences that we are dealing with. I tell you sincerely, unless there is something drastic that changes in the way the government is going about this thing, it will probably take a generation for proper alignment to happen. This is a huge shift. So if you are not focusing on how to milk and multiply your money, if you are not going forward, you are going backward. There is no stagnancy. Only God knows how many people who before this incident will consider themselves middle class are close to becoming very poor or falling into that poverty bucket. So this multiplication of the money is extremely, extremely important. And that is what we are focusing on today. And before I talk about the special guest, sorry, I'm getting a message that she's struggling to join. Jennifer, are you in now? Is it working now?
Okay now. Hi, Mr. Tmak. I'm here.
Okay, you are in. All right. So thank you very much. So before I bring in our special guest for today, let me just tell you what is going to come after today. If we need to extend this multiplying money, we will. But the current thinking is that we will be fine with one edition, and if we are not, then we will come back to it. But at the end of this multiplying the money, what we are then going to do is now saying, now that you have the wealth, now that you have built it, how do you manage it? Because the truth of the matter is what makes wealth wealth is the fact that it's enduring. It is not just about you. It's not because you are there. When you talk about wealth, you are talking about somebody who has money and their money is working for them. But it is not just a walk in the park. There is a method to that madness. There is a science to how you build it in an enduring manner. That is the last part that we will be focusing on after we have taken the one for today. So if you are happy to be here, please get in the chat box and just say, let's go. Just type, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let me be sure that I have your attention and that we are ready to go. And then I will be bringing on our special guest for today. So give it to me if you are happy to be here. Yes, 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 let's feel it. Yes, let's go, let's go. I can see that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so thank you to be here. Now, let's wait. So while we're waiting for her to come back on, for those who've been here 2-3 weeks, can we do a quick recap of what you remember of what we've done over this last 2-3 weeks on building wealth on a 9 to 5? Anybody? Just unmute and in 5 seconds, just tell us one thing. Nothing long, just sharp, sharp, sharp. Let's run through it if you can. Yes. Anybody?
I like
Yes.
when we discuss be intentional. So there was one of our first topics that we discussed, building wealth. And I remember somebody asked a question that you can't save or something. So being very intentional is very important.
Thank you very
Especially in
much.
our climate, is not only in Nigeria, but being very intentional is very important.
Thank you very much. So it's about being intentional, and that's very key. And I'm happy that you actually started us off with that. Even your being here has to be because you are intentional about it. A lot of people are groaning, they are complaining. So it's about being intentional. Your being here has to be intentional. Even all the skills and the ideas that are going to be shared today, you have to be intentional to put them to use. Because what you do not use, you lose. And that's the reality. In fact, many of the things that you probably will hear today, or you will watch if you go back to the ones we've done before, there is nothing dramatically new about them. It's all about being intentional. It should not just be about wishes. It should not just be about desires. We should make it effective. Take that first baby step, then the next baby step, progress over perfect, build a rhythm, turn it into a habit, change the habit. And then before you know it, you have a lot of story to tell, positive story to tell. Now, I have the pleasure of introducing to you Madam Jennifer. Let me just be sure I am not going to murder that name. I'm going to attempt it. So whether she wants me to attempt it or not, I will still attempt it because I like to know names. Awirigwe. If I didn't pronounce it well, please correct me once you come on. She is a very passionate and exciting personality when it comes to the money matter, multiplying money investment, even though her tribe is the female folks, but she has graciously agreed to grace this occasion. Yes, we have a number of females here as well. So Jenny, part of your tribe is here as well. But it's a pleasure, it's with great pleasure and honor that I have the privilege to have Jennifer Awirigwe here this evening. Please show her some love. If you can unmute your mic and clap. If you want to give us the clap emoji, please do that. Let's show her some love as we bring her on. I will not attempt to say much about her. Thank you very much. I will allow her to introduce herself, and then she will pick it up from there, and she has the floor, and I will have the privilege to also just listening and let her go and do her thing. So,
hi everyone.
okay,
Please,
I
can you
can
hear
hear
me?
you.
Can anyone hear
Yes,
me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Thank you. So we'll be
Okay.
discussing building wealth through credible investment. I am Financial Jennifer. Mr. Tmak, you tried with the surname. I was there when you are trying to pronounce my name, and that's actually it. You got it right. Jennifer Aurigwe. But most people call me Financial Jennifer. Why? Because I like money. I'm not ashamed of that. Okay. So on the next slide is my bio. If you could just get to it. So we just glance through it and get started right away. Okay, so I'm a certified financial instructor. I'm the founder of FinTribe, a women-only finance community where we save and invest together. I'm an investment banker as well as a chartered accountant and a chartered stockbroker. So anything about investing in the stock market here in Nigeria, I got you. I'm passionate about simplifying investment. This one is my superpower. So don't worry, all those big things you'll be hearing outside of here, you're not sure how to proceed, how they work. Jennifer is here to break them down for you. I've trained over 20,000 women, and when it comes, this is my passion, teaching people about investing. I'll be recognized by Meta, Shadis Africa, Seller. I'll be featured in a couple of publications out there. In fact, in summary, I'm your money cheerleader because the goal is to get our people being intentional with our money. I understand that from this series before now, we've looked at different things when it comes to money, mindset, and all of that. Now we are getting to the cream of it all. How do we multiply money? That is where we are going to right now. So I have 3 points of the things we'll be discussing on the next slide, what you'll be learning. If you could quickly move to the next slide. Okay, yeah. So our discussion is focused around investing. We are going to look at the different investment options for you. You look at their risk and reward because every investment has an element of risk. But when you understand what they're getting into, you are more informed to make better decisions. And finally, you have assignments. Yes, please. Okay, so before we move 20 to it ended in praise or it ended in tears. Has anyone, let me check the comment section, have you done any sort of investments before now? I'm interested to hear what you invested in. Let me know. Or we are all beginners hoping to get started. I want to know.
Yeah, so go to the chat page, or if you want to talk, if you have a good network and you are in a good place.
Alone. No one is talking to me. I'm in the comments. Oh, Ruth has invested before. Nice. Ruth, what did you invest in? Finally. Yeah, I'm seeing the comments coming in. Okay. Oh, Adetayo has invested before. Nice. So I'm talking to my co-investors. Nice to know. I don't know if you have enough time. I would have loved to know what he invested in. If anybody has what you mind sharing with us how it went, if it went well or not. Because one challenge we used to have is whenever you talk about investment, hey, people will tell you, no, you my dear, all of us, like when it comes to investing money. And do you know the investment? Okay, I think that they said my brother, like most of us can relate to that one. But funny enough, I didn't. But you know why? The first stocks has like one of my favorite investments. Thank you so much, Ibukun. I am seeing your comments. Okay, where we are coming from, but I want to know our geographical locations too. I'm tuning from Lagos. Please let me know because it might also guide me to the discussion in the way it will suit you better. So let me know in the comments where you are tuning in from. Mr. T, Mike, where are you joining from? Our guy.
I'm in Lagos. I'm in Lagos.
Oh, Lagos, nice. It's been raining in Lagos here since afternoon. No, the rain is not serious, but
Yes.
Okay, Sonita is in Delta. Nice. Paper Martins is in Lagos as well. Good to know. Okay, so that means most of us are here in Nigeria. Beautiful. Okay, let's get right into it. But before we talk about investing, please, there are a couple of things I need you to know first. Like this, like the primary stage, things you should put in place before we now kick into the investment proper. We have it on the next slide, please. So number one, I have emergency fund. What is emergency fund? You know, just the way the name sounds, this is money you keep somewhere in case if anything happened. Okay, COVID period 2020, many of us were able to survive because of our emergency fund. And for some of us that didn't have, it was a struggle. Glory be to God that we overcame that period. But now we've known that something like that can happen. I feel like everybody should have a safety net. It's not only for COVID. COVID will never happen again, Lord. By God's grace, it will never happen again. But there are other things that could come up and you need money to build that to save the day. And if that money is not there, that is going to be an issue. For some people, it might be health purpose. Yes, our insurance should cover our health. That one go pass insurance. In this case, you might have to make recourse to your emergency fund. For some people, it can be like accident. There is a kind of accident to your car, or I'm not praying that these things happen, but the wise man prepares for the future. We don't pray for bad things to occur, but we want to be ready so that if anything should happen, we are ready for it. So that is what investment emergency fund does for you. So one thing I would want us to do is, normally they said, if you know, like every month, how much do you need in a month to take care of yourself and your family? How much can sustain you in a month? Let's assume that every month I need like 100,000 naira to be fine, both me and my family. That means we need to save up at least 3 months, or better still, 6 months worth of that amount. Let's say if I need like 100,000, I have to make plan. How do I save for 6 months, which is 600,000? This is going to be my emergency fund. Yes, I'm not expecting you to get the money at the same time. No, it's something you can save towards. If you're a salary earner, you can decide that from this month, I'm going to be keeping away 20K, trying to raise my emergency fund so that when I have the money call, it might take you up to more than 1 year, 2 years. Is a nice financial goal to start with, even before we get to investing. What this will do is, now you have it set aside, you are free to go ahead and start your investment journey, because if anything happens, there are some investments, once you lock it in, you can't touch it for a period of time. In that situation, you don't have to go and start looking for how to terminate an investment that is running. At least you have an emergency fund that you can pull fund from if need be. So this is a very, very important something for us. And for some of us in 9-to-5 job, you know, it's not guaranteed. Anything can happen. Your job is not guaranteed. No matter how great you are at what you do, things can still come up. So we want to know that if anything happens to our employment, at least we'll be fine for a period of time. Next thing I need you to know is your investment plan as well as the tenor. What are you investing for, if I may ask? Yes, the goal of every investment is to grow our money, to build wealth. See, that is the secret of the rich people, investing. I'm going to come there, Sha, when we get to the investment proper. So for some of us, it's for retirement. Some people will be like, okay, I want to start saving and investing for my retirement. So any money I'm putting away into any investment, now I'm not going to touch it till when it's time for me to retire. I will know that I have built a safety nest for me. That is valid. For one other person can say, I want to Japa, I don't follow and do Nigeria again. So I want to save enough fund for my travel, for the examinations and all of that. This person, maybe they're looking at an admission that's going to come like next year, and they want to start doing some small investments from now in preparation for that next year. What that person that is trying to raise funds to travel next year, what he or she would invest in is not the same with what someone that is doing investing for retirement will invest in, because the tenor, the duration is not the same. If I'm looking to travel next year with my investment fund, I have to look for short-term investment that are going to mature before that period, okay? But if I have, maybe I'm looking for retirement, I know that retirement is too many years away. In that case, I can explore options like the stock market, investment that can take that is like long-term investment, and I'll be fine. So you want to define that too. And then your risk appetite. What is your risk appetite like? For some of us, if anything happens, we'll just clean our eyes and life continues ahead. We'll go again. But for some people, if they hear say something happened to their money, they will land in the hospital. So it's fine. But whichever you are, the thing is just to understand, ask yourself, my risk level. Is it high risk? Is it medium risk? Is it low risk? You want to understand these things, because the way we have risk level is also the way we have different investments with different risk, either some high risk investments, some low and medium. So if I know I'm someone of high risk, and the younger you are, young people are can afford to take risk, because they still have time ahead. And even your marital status can affect your risk level. If, for example, I'm still single, I don't have a family, I might afford to take some risks, because what's at stake? It's not only me. But you that have a family, you not carry all your money and put in one risky investment. If something happened, your family will suffer. School fees is waiting for you. All of that. So this also affects your risk level. Let's define what our risk level is. Your own might be different from my own. Me, I may be a high risk person. Cryptocurrency, trade, all of them I'm in. But for someone else that wants to play it safe, don't worry. The beautiful thing is that we are going to be discussing both the ones of high risk and the one of lower risk, so that each person, you have where you fall. And then let's talk about due diligence. This one, all those nonsense investments you are doing that time, that's our money, MMM, the bank. It's not even only MMM. Was it not, I think 2020, 2021, they came back again in the Nigerian space everywhere. What's their name? MBA Forest or something like that. There's so many of them. Tmak. In fact, there are many. We were just jumping on top of these things because they promised us one high interest, and we didn't pause to ask questions. These people, this high interest they are promising, is it not in this same Nigeria that is doing one corner that all of us are doing that business? Where are they getting their own money from? What are they investing in? How long have they been in business for them to be able to ask for that huge amount of money from the public? We didn't really ask all of these things. That was because, we don't really know. But now we know better, we do better. So please, before you place your money anywhere for investing, make sure, number one, is a regulated house. I would recommend investment houses. Invest with a regulated investment bank, because these ones, they are licensed to practice. They are being regulated. They can't do just anyhow with your money. It doesn't take away the risk, but at least you know that to an extent you are protected. And then again, we look at balancing our portfolio. You don't want, because they say foreign stock, that's where everything is happening, you don't carry all your money and put in foreign stock alone. No, we want to diversify. At least put small here, put small here. They always say, don't put your eggs in one basket. If I now use all my money and go and invest in MTN shares, and tomorrow MTN says they're not doing it again, what happens? So we want to be able to make sure that our investment portfolio is just all the places you have your money. Maybe you have some in the bank account. But please, after today, I don't expect anyone to still leave money in the bank account, because that is idle money. That is idle money. We leave this money in the bank. The bank uses the money. They come to us and invest it, making money for themselves. You know that they used your money. What did you get in return? Nothing. My brother, my sister, nothing. But we are making money for them. In fact, they'll be debiting you. This one charge, this one VAT, this one, crazy things. But like I said, we are going to be explaining different options which we would take advantage of. And finally, periodic review. Yes, you might start your investment journey today, or you have been investing for a while. At a point, you want to ask yourself, what is my portfolio looking like? All this thing I'm still investing, has anything changed? Maybe when I was younger, most of my money is in the stock market. Now I am getting older. The risk level I can afford to take is dropping. Do I have to pull out some of my money out from the stock market and maybe do some more lower risk investment like the fixed income? These are the questions you want to ask yourself after a while. So I recommend you review your portfolio now and again. Okay, that's it for introduction, who is ready to get into the meat of the discussion, can we now look at what are now these investments we are supposed to be making? This is where the discussion is going to be. We look at them one after the other, and each one we look at, we are going to explain. Oh, yes, you did. Thank you for that question. So emergency fund, I recommend you put it somewhere that you can easily access it. Don't invest it, please. It's not something you invest unless it's a type of investment you know that if I need it today, I can pull it out today. So you can leave, you can afford to, you can even leave it in the bank, which is fine. But personally, I don't leave my own in the bank. I leave it with fintech platforms. You know, we are going to discuss fintech platforms. So this one is like a savings account still, but they will pay you interest on top. That is the good thing. So for my own, it's in a fintech platform. At least if it's gathering small interest, and I know that if I need it today, at a click of a button from my phone, I can access it. Thanks for that question. I omitted it when I was discussing emergency fund. Okay, so I have a list of some investment options you can explore. Be rest assured that everything on this list are investments you can make and go to sleep. It's not the one you will do. You start praying, God, I beg, go let them pay me before anything happens. Like we are doing in MMM. You just be praying, I beg, let me get my own money before something will happen. No. We are too old for all of those things, please. Now, we are looking at credible investments. On number one, I have fintech. How many of us do you have any savings app on your phone? Let me know. How many of us have savings app on your phone, like the Piggyverse, them and co? Does anyone use them? There are so many of them these days. Do you use anyone? Let's see. Nobody uses a fintech app? Oh.
I do.
Oh, great. Oh, but thank you. Oh, tmak user. Good, nice. So, you know, that is actually you doing a sort of investment. Yeah, Piggyverse, Piggyverse fans, they plenty. Piggyverse, I think they were one of the first that came in and they opened the door. Oh, you use Optimus. Optimus is actually my favorite right now. Nice. Okay. It's just like Piggyverse. Yes, thank God we know WhatsApp. That's what we call them fintech, financial technology. Thank God for technology. These days, from the comfort of your phone in your own house, you can do a lot of things. Pay interest is interesting. It's interesting, but for ethical reasons. I don't know, personally. Anyway, let's not go there. So fintech platforms is a good way. Instead of leaving your money in the bank, so far you trust that platform, you can leave the money on the fintech platform because they will pay you interest. So I write a lot about finance on my page, Financial Jennifer, Instagram, YouTube, or something. I made a post one month, I think that was last 2 months. The interest I made from my money I use Optimus. Optimus is similar to Piggyverse. So I made a post, the interest I made on my Optimus, that was like 60 something, about 62,000. I'm excited. It may not be too much money for you people. You know, all of you are big men and big women. But for me, I was happy because this is like free money. I didn't work for it. I just left my money in this platform. I don't want, instead of leaving it in the bank, let me just leave it there. And they will pay me interest. And for that month, the interest was 60-something thousand. I was so happy because forget that this fuel nonsense thing, the fuel hike we are having now. On a normal day, that money should be enough to cater for my transport, for the full month. And it's free money. Money you make without lifting a finger. That's the beauty of investment. That is the beauty of investing. Because when you hear make money sleep, make money, this is the make money while you sleep now. Lock your money somewhere in an investment, and it will be making more money for you. You work too hard for your money. They should be working harder than you do. And this only happens when you place it in an investment instrument. That's how the rich build and preserve their wealth. So fintech is like the easiest way to preserve your money. Yes, Mr. Timak, you said they revoked some people's license. When I was going to get to that, there are so many of the platforms out there now. In fact, every day I'm seeing a new one. Let's not jump on anything that comes up. I mentioned earlier that I use Optimus. Do you know why I use Optimus? It's owned by one of the top investment banks in Nigeria. It's owned by an regulated investment bank. And maybe because I'm in the industry, I already know that for you to function as an investment bank, you can't just be anyhow person. So I don't expect you to come tomorrow and story we enter. So those are some of the questions you want to ask. Who are the owners of this platform? No, it doesn't have, it must not be a bank or an investment bank before you will say use them. It doesn't have to be. Piggyvest is owned by young people like us, but I think they are doing their part. I think they have the right regulations to operate. So you want to look at that. Almost every day, I get an email from one platform or the other. Maybe because of what I do, they're asking to do influencing for them. And for some of them, you check them, they're not operating with any license. They are not I'm like, how long have people been in business? These are questions you want to ask as an investor. Everything can still happen tomorrow. But if you ask some deep questions before you sign up on any platform, at least the probability of something bad, something going wrong is reduced. All investments has an element of risk. But if we do our homework, it will reduce whatever risk. So that is it for fintech platform. I'm encouraging you. You can start from there, because right as I'm talking, you can download a platform. You can sign up, move your money there. Within 10 minutes, you have done all of these things. And some of them even have some things like mutual funds. I know Optimus has mutual fund is also an investment. Let me explain how it works. Just the way all of us are, we can decide to just bring our money together. I have 10,000, Ukbe has 20,000, tmak has 50,000. We're like, okay, we bring it together. Asset managers, that is investment professionals, take this money from us. They go and invest it somewhere, maybe in the stock market or something, or in bonds. That is mutual fund. It's a mutual thing between all of us. Now, whatever they invested our money in, if it makes interest, they will add the interest for us. That is how mutual fund work. So on some of these platforms, you will see some mutual fund, you can just click and buy. So your assignment on this, which one do you want to use? Please go and check them out. Download it. Take time to understand how it works and get started. You can decide to just be saving with it, because so far you're making interest on it. It's an investment. It's free money for you. Okay, let's move on. We have FGN savings bond. FGN savings bond, this is a product from the federal government of Nigeria. There is a means of encouraging us to save money. So for this, it happens every month, once every month, usually first week of the month. So by next week, the one for August will go live. So FGN savings bond, ₦1,000. So with as little as 5,000, you can invest in FGN savings bond. The way it works is that you lock in your money with the government. Normally, it has two different tenors. You can do 2 years or 3 years, depending on the interest rates. Depending on the interest rates for that month, once you invest that money, they will be paying you interest 4 times in a year. So every quarter, they will pay you interest. Every quarter, you will get interest. But while your money was there, you have been receiving interest. So when you are signing up, you fill your account details. At the end of every quarter, expect your alerts. This is how some people are enjoying government money. But some of us don't know that these things exist. How do you invest in this? Reach out to any investment bank. I invest with AfriInvest, or you can just search top investment banks in Nigeria. You will see a list. Go to their website. Their contact details is usually. I can drop the email of AfriInvest people. So if you're interested in FGN savings bond, the minimum is 5,000, maximum is 50 million. You can't do more than 50 million. Okay, so every month, once it's live, first week of the month. So if you're looking to invest in it, just be checking every first week of the month. It's usually open, let's say, from Monday to Friday of the first week. That's how they do it. So when you pay in your money, there is a form they will send to you to fill how much you want to invest, your BVN. Is it 2 years or 3 years you want to do? So that they will. That's how it works. The interest is usually not that interesting. But at least you know that your money is safe. Government cannot run away with your money now. Tomorrow, if Tinubu comes down, another person will go up and economy continues. So that's the good thing about FGN savings bond. It's a low, low, the risk is low. You can start with small amounts. And if you are looking for something that will be paying you, making you income, for some people that have retired, that's the one they like to do, because at least every quarter it will pay, they will get something from it. Every quarter they will get paid. That's how that one works. Like I said, if you want to invest, reach out to any investment house, tell them what you want to do, they will guide you better. Is there any question before we move on? Does anyone has any question? I'm in the comment section. Okay. Okay, if there is none, we can continue. Maybe when we are not done with the list, we can take general questions.
If anybody also wants to talk, I like to hear voices. So you can just raise your hand and just take, like we said, no more than 2 minutes per time. It gives the class some energy. Otherwise, we wait till the end. If you want to talk anything, please say anything. Please raise your hand. If you are here, any hand? Yes, there's a hand. Ibukun. Yes, IBK, go ahead. No more than 2 minutes, please. You can make it one better.
Thank you very much for the insights. So at my workplace, there are some insurance people that said they were given an advice that you can save money for 10 years, you give out something. And after they told me that if I default after a year or 6 months, it can become a problem. It's something that somebody should even consider.
Mr. Tmak, did you get the question? Can you rephrase for us?
I was talking about insurance company asking them to invest for a long time, but I didn't hear the last part of the question. IBK, so what's your question specifically?
So my question is, they were saying if you do not commit to the monthly payment, it becomes an issue. I was thinking is if you decide to pay, that it shouldn't be a monthly thing for those kind of commitments. I don't know if that.
So Jennifer, I think she's talking about what happens when you are not honoring your, what do they call it down in that insurance, your premium, when you don't pay your premium.
Yeah. So for insurance, I'm not really very clear on exactly. I think they have different package. Each package has the format, how it operates. I wish we have someone in the insurance industry to tell us how they actually work. But one thing I will say is that for each package someone is selling to you, yes, investing with insurance is fine because they are regulated, but try to understand what the investment entails. If they're telling
let's not derail you. I think you should go ahead. When we finish towards the end, I will say some things about the insurance. So let's not disrupt your flow. IBK, I get your point. We will get back to that at the end of our own session. Please go ahead, Jennifer.
Oh, great. I would also love to hear that because I'm not very clear on how the insurance policies work. Thank you for that. Okay, so the next on our list is treasury bills. Treasury bill, just like FGN savings bond, is also an investment opportunity you can explore. It's from the government as well. The only difference is why savings bond, you have to do for like 2 years, be ready to leave your money with them for 2 years or 3 years. In treasury bill, it's shorter, it's lesser than 1 year. So you can decide to do 3 months. You can decide to do 6 months. You can even do 1 month, depending on what is available. The thing is that though the minimum requirement for this one is 100,000 for most investment houses, and unlike savings bond, you have to wait for beginning of the month. For treasury bill, you can do it any day, Monday to Friday is available. So if you want to do this, reach out to any investment house. The thing is that depending on the interest rate is not fixed. Even right now is very low. Honestly, I may not encourage treasury bills for now because the rate is low. Tinubu said he's operating a low interest economy, and for now is affecting us. Rates are coming down. We know if it's managed properly, in the long run, it will be a good thing for us. But for now, rates are very low. Treasury rates are very low. I think it's even better to leave the money in a fintech platform. Some of them still pay up to 10%. But Treasury bill right now, most of them are below 10%. But you still want to know that it's an option. There was a time it was up to 15%. Yes, back when Nigeria was still good. So it's also an option. But it's perfect for anyone that doesn't want any story at all. You don't want to take any risk at all. Some people, they will tell you, even if it's 2%, they don't mind. Let them just be receiving it, but know that nothing will happen to their money. Because someone can ask, if I go to fintech now, what if tomorrow they close? What will happen? It's a valid concern. So if your risk level is very low and you don't mind the low interest, why not? Sure, consider Treasury bill. You tell them the tenor you want. They might, maybe let's say, for example, if you want to do 3 months, the interest rates can be like 5%. If you are doing 6 months, it can be like 6%. If you are doing 1 year, it can be like 7%. So the longer you leave it, the more the interest rates will be. And how it works, the good thing is that you can take your interest up front. Yes, it happens that way. So what it means is, let's say I have 100,000 to invest, and I invest my 100,000. The interest is going to be like 2,000. I can decide to give me my 2,000 now. When they mature, I'll come and take my 100,000 back. So you can decide to take your interest up front, or you invest it along with your capital. When it matures, you take everything back. That's it with Treasury bill. So like the other one, if you want to take advantage of this, you have to reach out to any investment bank. You can reach out to AfriInvest people, or there's so many investment banks out there, Codros, FBN Quest. There are so many of them. Maybe the one that is closer to you, or you can just search online for investment houses you can do business with. That's it for that. And then commercial paper, that's the next on our list. This one now, we are getting to the ones that will pay you higher interest. Commercial paper is similar. How it works is similar to Treasury bill, but the only difference is that for Treasury bill, you are lending money, because that money you are investing, you are lending it to the government. But commercial paper, you are still lending money, but you are lending to corporate bodies, to companies, Dangote them, MTN them, Stanbic them, all these big companies, they come to the market and borrow money from you and I. That is in what we call commercial paper. And the same way Treasury bill works, it's like minimum of, it's like the tenor is usually less than 1 year. That is the one we recently did last week. That one is 6 months and 9 months. So you can decide to do for 6 months, or you can decide to do for 9 months. Like that one, 6 months was 13%, 9 months was 14-point-something%, if I remember right. So the longer you leave it, the more interest they will pay you. And again, just like Treasury bill, you can decide to take your interest up front, invest your money, and then wait. When it matures, you go and collect your money and your interest, or you invest and take your interest now. When it matures, you carry only your capital back. Though this one, the minimum requirement is usually higher. The minimum requirement, if you want to do commercial paper, is 5 million. It's 5 million. It's a little bit riskier than Treasury bill, because Treasury bill, government cannot run away now. But companies, I don't know, something may happen. They will say they're not doing it again. But in the history of commercial paper in Nigeria, no company has ever defaulted, because it's not anyhow company that will come and say that issuing commercial paper. No, they are being regulated. They have to go through some requirements. So the risk level is still there, but at least lower risk is still a bit reduced, but higher than Treasury bill. And, God, this investment, these are the way rich people fund some of their lifestyle. But we don't know. Let me tell you, one of my clients last year, I think beginning of last year, he called me. He wanted to buy a car. He said he wanted to buy a car for his birthday. His birthday was, I think, October or November, towards the end of the year. But he called me beginning of the year that he wants to buy a car. But He doesn't want to use his money. This is a very wealthy man. He doesn't want to use his money to buy it. What did he want to do? Oh yeah, Jennifer, how much do I have to invest to make this amount of interest after 6 months? Or I think it was 9 months we did that last year. I did the calculation. Okay, this is the price you want to, but the car you want to buy is 30-something million or something. That means you are going to invest this particular amount for you to get that 30-something million you are looking for. He was like, fine. He moved the funds and chill. We invested it in a commercial paper. After 9 months, he came back, took his money, took his interest, used his interest, bought his car. His money is back for him. He bought the car with free money because his capital is still there. He just took back his money and sent it to wherever he got it from. And you and I will not see them tomorrow. He has bought a new car. I must buy my own. You're not going to sell everything you have. You saw your last car to go and compete with someone that bought a car with free money. That is how the rich do their thing. Hey, when MTN did this primary offer they did, one of our clients was one of the presidential candidates. If I tell you how many units of shares this person bought, what he bought, I think he used the money to fund campaign or something. Because MTN, after we bought it, after a while, the price went up a bit to close to 200. Immediately it got to 200, he sold everything. Just from 169 they bought to 200. Is a difference of how much? Less than 30 naira. But because he had bought millions of units, it was substantial money for him. That's how rich people do their thing. Some of the things they buy is with free money, but we don't know. Okay, we don't have the kind of money they have. I agree. Some of us have. We buy these guys, and I know. But if, like me, you are still building up, you can still make this things work for you. For my rent now, most times I pay my rent through investment. What do I do? Your rent, you don't know when you pay your rent. You know when you pay your rent every year, Abby, you will say it's an emergency. So ahead of time, you can find an investment, you can put some money inside. By the time your rent is due, the investment will mature and you have some interest on top. Even if the interest is not enough to pay your rent, at least it can pay quarter or half of it. No be so. So these are things you can be looking at as well. Even school fees. I have some clients, once it's time for school fees, you will know. Because either they will start selling some of their shares or they will tell you to roll out an investment they have. You know that, okay, it's time for school fees. And they won't feel it. Nigeria is bad, Nigeria is bad. Some are not feeling it. Because they have some investment that is taking care of their things. And these things don't happen overnight. You may not have enough now to, do something big, but you can start small. Every month, you can just do small amounts. Okay, we are going to be talking about stocks briefly soon, because that's the one I feel most people should consider if it's okay with you. Let's even get right into it right away. Investing in the stock market is something that many of us are aware of it, but some of us are not. When you invest in, you can call it shares, stock, equity, they are all the same. So when you invest in a share of a company, the stock of any company, you are buying into that company. You are buying a stake in that company. You are getting an ownership of that company. So if I tell you tomorrow, say I follow on MTN, don't look at me somehow because it's true. I have MTN shares. If they take meeting tomorrow, they will send me invite. They will tell me whatever they are doing. And even if when they are voting, you have the right to go and vote because you are a part owner of the company. That is what shares do for you. So this share, now when you buy it, how do you make money from it? Good. There are two ways. Number one is dividend. Some of this company, dividend is like this. When a company does business, they will make profit, Abby. At the end of the day, they can decide to part of that profit, share it to their investors. Or they can decide, no, we are putting it back into the business. Not all companies pay dividend, but Nigerian company that are actually doing very well when it comes to dividend payments, they pay dividend very well. It's foreign companies that don't usually pay, or when they pay is too tiny. So that is one way you can make money from this. This is aside the money you invested. The money you used to buy the share is there. It's not being touched. This one is extra money. They'll be paying you. Let me use MTN for example. I think when they did their primary offer, it was sold at 169. So we bought it 169 naira pay one. Nobody will say they don't have 169 naira here. We have it, but we don't have the information. So then we bought it at 169. I think that was in 2021, November, December. We bought it at 169. Last year, they paid us dividend 2 times. They paid us dividend 2 times. You just, we get alert, MTN. Money you didn't work for, free money. And in fact, I have a client that when MTN paid dividend the first time, he called me, that he got alert too. They wrote empty because he doesn't really understand how the stock market work. But that primary offer, people were like, buy MTN share. He bought. He doesn't really know what's going on. So when he saw the alert, he was confused. He called me and I explained to him, see, sir, it's dividend, it's your money, don't worry. He wants to know before you go and eat somebody's money. I told him, don't worry, it's your money. The MTN invested. He was so happy. So that is one way that yes, Optimus is run by AfriInvest. Thank you. That is one way you can make money when you invest in share. But the other one, which is the main thing, is appreciation, price appreciation. Oh my God, we're running out of time. I will quickly round up so that we can take questions. And price appreciation. When you buy a share, you want to make sure that the plan is that the price will go up. For example, the MTN we bought 169. As at yesterday, the market closed, I think it was 272. Yeah, 272. If I decide to sell, I have made profit because I bought 169 and I'm selling at 272. And we expect it to keep going up. That's the beauty of the stock market. That is the beauty. The same thing with foreign stock. Oh my God. Foreign stock is even the highest. Hey, that one. Facebook, Instagram, we are all DRB. If you bought Facebook share in January, by now your money has grown to by over 160%. That means if I use 100K to buy Facebook share in January, now that 100K should be like 260 something thousand. No be magic. This is investment. But one thing you should know with shares is that, God, the risk is that the price volatility. Please don't invest any money you need anytime soon in the stock market because it may end in tears. Why? Prices always go up and down, up and down. And if you now, maybe my rate is by January next year, I'll be like, Jennifer said we should invest in share. I will now carry my rate when I have saved and go and buy shares. I will now buy MTN, that is 272 now. By January, that same MTN might be 200. Yes, it happens. It goes up, it comes down, goes up, come down. But it will pay you better if you are investing for long term. If we are investing, 2008 was terrible. The market, it was a global something. But you've seen, now it has recovered. So many people ran and sold off all their shares. But the people that held it, I had a section yesterday. In the section, we discussed these shares as well. One lady said, which bank was that? Was it GT Bank? I can't remember. She bought it, was it either 10 naira or something? But now it's like 100 and something naira. I can't remember the particular share she said that's it. When you bought 10 naira, now it's like 100 and something. Yes, these ups and downs happen. But if you know you are investing for long term, it will pay you. Because even when the price drops, it's not your business. Because you know it will go back up again. It will still go up. Just that some things affect the stock market. Like now, since Tinubu came to government, the Nigerian stock market has been doing great. It has been doing amazing. Access Bank I bought, is it 10 naira? It's now like 18 naira. Like, but most of the shares are flying up. But trust me, after a while, it will slow down. It might begin to drop. And then some people will be like, hey, whoa, the money I bought, my money is going down, this and that. Your money is not going, okay, yes, it's going down. But if you leave it there, maybe by next year or something, it will go back up. But if you are in a haste, please, the stock market is not for you. And another risk is that it's not every company you will chuck your money inside, because check the companies. Is this company going to be there in the next 20 years? Is this company built to last? So there's some big companies that have been there since 1980s, in fact, since 1880 something. This one, you know that nothing will have. Coca-Cola has been in business for how many centuries? And they're still working strong. So look for top credible companies. It's not just anyhow company you put your money, because something might happen tomorrow. The company goes down. I don't know. There's some companies today, maybe when they do merger or something, they will not treat it well. People's money. Oceanic Bank, I don't know what happened to the investors in that company to date. And BlackBerry, all of you remember BlackBerry. Who is still using BlackBerry today? I don't know. Their shares is still trading, but the price is now very, very low because they couldn't keep up with innovation. These are some of the risks that is there. All the companies you invest, not all of them will do you well. Know that. Not all of them will do you well. But life is all about risk. If you take calculated risk, okay, this company, I feel like they are here to stay. And they invest in like 10 different companies. Even if it's half that do well, trust me, one company can make up anything you lose in other companies. One company alone. That is how wonderful the stock market is. And it's a great way to build for your retirement or any long-term project. Let me take one of my oldest clients. The day she came to the office, she's close to 80. But if you see her, money is good. Money is good. If you still see her, she's very agile. She came to the office with her husband. They want to travel. So each time they want, in fact, their old age, they're using it for vacation. Like they are traveling around the world, old couple. So they want to travel. They want to sell off some units of shares because she has so many units of shares in different companies. Jesus. If you see her portfolio, you think like, is she a politician or something? For where? When she came, she was not giving me gist now. That this thing was when she was working. She was, employed at, was it a government office? I don't even know. She was on a salary earner. Then every month, stockbrokers will come to their office, talk to them. They will give them money. So what is that happening? Every single month, once their salary enter, those stockbrokers will come. She will give them money. They will buy shares for her. She did this every single month throughout the time she was working. She did it for how many years? And now, if you see that portfolio, she didn't build it overnight. She was just earning normal, decent salary. She was not from any rich family. But when you do something for more than 20 years, what do you think will happen? And remember, the beauty of stock market is, number one, all the dividend they will be paying you is added there. So that is extra money. Number two, sometimes some companies issue what we call bonus shares. So bonus share is like a company can decide to dash out shares free of charge to their investors. So all these things accumulated over the years. And maybe one company you buy, like, let's say you're buying MTN, is 270 today. What if in the next 20 years, it can be like 3,000? All of that thing. That was what made the value of her portfolio so huge. And now she's old, they're aging, but they don't disturb their children. No. Instead, and then they even take money, buy property for their children. Anytime they want to travel, they will sell off some of the shares, do their thing. This is enjoying old age, enjoying retirement. Wait, so you don't have to wait for when you are old to enjoy your money. No. But if you're praying for long life, at least you should make provision to sustain us for that long life, so that we don't become a liability to people around us when we stop working or when we retire. So that is also one way you can make the stock market work for you. And then, okay, ETF is like just a combination of different stock. You can decide, okay, instead of just buying one company, let me buy into a combination of them. Let me use a quick example. So I'm trying to round up quickly so we can take questions. Example of an ETF, there's one we call VOO. VOO is an ETF that has the top 500 companies in the US. Yes. all the top 500 companies, they can bring all of them together, merge it into one as a single unit. So if you buy from that VOO, you have a tiny stake in all those 500 companies. This one now, the risk level is lower, yes, of course, because there are so many companies there. If one company goes bad, there are many others. Okay, that's ETF. The same way you buy shares, you go to your, okay, how do you invest in shares? Yeah, thank God, technology made everything simple for us. Now, you can download an app. For foreign stock, there are so many apps here you can use. There is Bamboo, there is Truth, there is Chaka, there are so many of them. Once you sign up, just take time to understand how these apps work. It's very straightforward, trust me. Just download one and play around with it. For Nigerian stock, they also have app. I use Free Investor. Free Investor 2.0. If you check it, you will see it is many of the investment banks, many of them have app. Meristem has one. I think they call it Mary Trade. So if you just search online, stock for Nigerian investment, there are so many of them. Okay, that's it for stock market. So you don't even need to call anyone. You don't need to go to anybody before you can invest in stock. Of course, if you come to us, stockbrokers will help you create accounts for you. But on your own, you can do it. Just download any app. Foreign stock, Bamboo is fine. Nigerian stock, Free Investor is fine. Finally, alternative investment. These are the other ones we know. Maybe food storage, maybe cryptocurrency, maybe all these other investments that doesn't fall into normal regulated investment, but they are still there. In fact, food storage is something I don't miss. My family, for one, we deal in palm oil. So every year I store oil. The plan is you buy it when the price is low. And then I think this year we bought in March, April, the price was still down. By August, September, now go and price oil in the market, they will cut your neck. I will be ready for you people. That's why we'll now bring out all the ones we've stored and start selling. So you can also consider some of food storage is a good one. I think last year I did rice with someone in Makurdi. When you find money, your eye is always open for opportunities. And that is it, people. For different options you can explore. We are going to take questions. Finally, I have a task for you on the last slide. Please, if you can look at half, even if it's only half, you are able to do. Believe me, by the end of the year, you'll be very proud of yourself. Because do you know that every single year, millions pass through your hand? Yes. You are saying you don't have money. Wait. Go and download your statement from January to date. Calculate the inflow, the money that moved through that account. You'll be like, where is all this money now? That was because you don't have an action plan. You don't have a plan for it. So set a target for yourself. What do you want to do? For some of us, it can be like, I want to have up to 100 units of MTN shares. It's a worthy target. It would help you to like, okay, now I have a goal. This is my target. That means each month, even if I can buy 10 units of MTN shares, each month I'll buy 10 units. That's 10 months, I'll have 100 units. That's a target. You can say, okay, I want to buy a property by next 5 years. What investment can I be doing from now to then to gather enough money? You have a target. And then treat your savings and investment as a bill. The way you will get money, your income will come, you start. This one is for rent. This one is for transport. That way, plan the one for your savings and investments. Even if it's 10,000 every month that you are able to keep up. Do you understand? Even if it's just 10,000. I think about my clients that now her portfolio is like, we think it's a politician portfolio. But it's just a simple money. Small money she was keeping out. Her children will not suffer. She's even the one that, her children are well to do. But she can decide to still support them instead of she be stopping them for money. So if you keep doing these things small, see, my boss at work, he has 3 children. Those 3 children, he has accounts for all of them, stock accounts. Every month, he puts 5,000 into all these accounts. 5,000. Imagine you do that for your children. By the time they are of age, the Bible says that the righteous man keeps something for his children. For some of us, our parents are not that well to do. Maybe nobody left any property for you. But you, maybe you don't have money to buy land and buy house. You can start buying shares for them. My boss is doing 5,000. You can afford to do 5,000. Imagine when he starts, his children are still in noisy primary school. By the time they're, let's say, 18 years or 20 years, or by the time they finish school, he wants like, okay, time to start your life. Do you know how much would have been in that portfolio? I tell people, let me use Amazon for example. If when I was born, let's say my parents took 100K, 100,000 naira only, and buy Amazon stock for me, by now that 100,000 is like over 15 million. Imagine giving me that kind of money now. I worship my parents. Do you understand? So treat this as a bill. Have a specific amount. What can you afford every month? But if it's stock you want to be buying, put it away. If you want to be saving it on a fintech platform, add it there. If you can afford to be doing treasury bill, there are some people every month that savings bond, government savings bond is on, they must buy it. Why can't it be you? And then, if possible, automate these things. If you're a salary earner, you already know, okay, my salary will drop so date. Tell your bank each month they be this amount from here to here. Make it automatic. That way it's easy for you. If you use Piggyverse or Optimus, there is a way you can even automate these things that you can automatically move money from your bank account to your savings platform. Educate yourself. We don't have enough time to expand on all of these things. The plan is that you are exposed to some of this opportunity. It's now left for you, after this time now. Take time. Okay, she mentioned stock. How do I start? Who should I reach out to? Things like that. Learn more about these things. If we are connected on social media, I'm financial Jennifer on social media. I write so much about this. Let's connect there. Download, if I start something, don't just listen and then that is it. Now I have mentioned so many things. Is it stock you want to start investing? This night, download Afri Investor, download Bamboo, start looking at it. If you'll be thinking these things will be seeming like far-fetched, but when you take action, you will see that it's actually relatable. Or call an advisor. I can give you the email address of someone in AfriInvest. I do my business with them. Reach out to them. This is what I want to do. Can you advise me? They will advise you free of charge. They will guide you. Even if you're not ready to start, at least you've made the first step. So please do that today. Get an accountability partner. Is that someone you can, okay, please, let's start this thing together. It can be someone that is here. You people should keep each other accountable. Okay, so if you can decide, me, I can afford to invest 10K every month. You can afford to invest 50K every month. Oh yeah, now each month, we don't become money Buddhists like this. You don't become money friends. Each month, I will ask you, how far have you done your own? I have a community, Fin Tribe. It's only for women anyway. But we are over 5,000 women. We invest, we save together. If you see the ginger in that community, it's because of accountability. Because you know that there are more than 5,000 people doing the same thing with you. They're sending you email reminders back to back. Why wouldn't you prosper? Why would you do better? Why would you be intentional with your money? And finally, celebrate every little win. Keep track of all these things. You tell yourself, I want to buy, at least I want to start investing in shares. Even if it's one unit you buy, celebrate yourself. It's not easy. It keeps the momentum going, So please pick out something from this, even if it's only 2, even if it's only 3, you are able to do it. By the end of the year, you're going to be very, very proud of yourself. Trust me. Okay, that's it. Quickly, you can stop sharing screen now. I don't know if anyone has any question. I think we still have we have less than 8. I'm hoping we'll be done by 7:30. I'm so sorry. I know I was one that took the time because of my internet. We can stop sharing screen now. Let's see.
Please put your hands together for Jennifer. If you can clap, open your mic and clap. If you want to clap virtually, please do that. If you are here, please go to the chat box and say thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you. Just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So I'm going to the comment section right away. Sunita. Sunita say you don't reply message on DM. My sister, if I tell you my DM story, if I count my DMs on Instagram, there should be more than 2,000. It's only me. It's only me. We are not 2. So I'm not able to reply all of them. That is why we opened another group. I'm trying to reply Sunita so that say my sister is not pride or anything. It's too much. When you have over 100,000 people, at least even if it's only 1% of them that send you message, that's already more than 1,000 messages. It's not possible for me to reply everyone. I'm so sorry, but if you send the message to the Fin Tribe, our community page, we have people there. I have up to 3 people there. They will reply you sharp, okay? WhatsApp, I have like 900 and something message on WhatsApp. That one as well. So, in fact, the best way is maybe email, though email has to be a business email. No verse, my sister, you know, because I have a lot of these classes, a lot of people are sending message and things like that. Okay, let me look at main questions we have. TA is asking, what will you advise about having a retirement savings plan? Please, you need it. Please, you need it. You need a retirement plan. The only thing now you ask yourself, how do I want to save for my retirement? Do I want to be using it to buy stock, or do I want to put it in an account that will be making me interest? Okay, it's highly advisable. But now I'm giving different options. You will now check which one suits me better. Should I just open a maybe? The only problem is that most of the banks, they don't pay interest. The interest is usually nonsense. So you can reach out to any investment house. They have different offers that will be paying you interest, okay? Please, everybody needs an investment, a retirement plan. Someone is asking, Gamaliel, I hope I get it right. Is it possible to get an official investment advice to tender for business purposes when you invest with Optimus? Do you mind unmuting yourself to explain, please? Please, can you unmute yourself? I don't really official investment advice to tender for business purposes. Mr. tmak, do you understand the question? I'm not really getting it right.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
actually, okay, yes, he's talking. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you so much for the enlightening session, Financial Jennifer. Thank you so much. A whole lot has been learned. You know, when you, just as you invest in treasury bills, maybe about a day or 2 days after the investment process has been finalized, the bank sends you an investment advice, like a certificate of investment.
Okay.
You know, for example, when you want to say apply to for a visa to some countries, as your proof of funds, exactly. So can you have something? No, yeah.
Yes. So yes, they do it. I work in investment industry. Sometimes clients will tell you visa letter. So they will print their statements. Optimus does it. Yeah, Optimus I know does it. They'll print your statement that shows your investment portfolio with them. Yes, they do it. I don't know if like maybe all fintech platforms do it. I don't know if PigVest do it,
No,
but
it's
I know
actually
Optimus.
it is standard. It is standard. When you do investment, there will be some form of documentation that will show you that will document the details of that investment, which you can then use for different purposes.
That would have been the ideal thing, you know, if you're doing maybe treasury bill, you know, all this under the investment in the investment house, it's automatic. Once you are investing, after a couple, like 2 days, you say they will send you the investment letter. But on a platform like PigVest, I don't think they have somewhere you can download unless you reach out to them. So I don't know how their own work. But okay, tmak, you said I don't know, Sha. But for Optimus, I'm certain, yes, if you write to them, they print visa, statements for people. Okay. So Udoka, Mr. Tmak, do you have enough time to take all the questions?
Go ahead. The time limitation is more around the people. So if they have asked questions, we should try to answer as smartly as we can.
Okay, that's fine. We still have my next session is by 8. So okay, let me take it from top to down. So I don't miss having any. Okay. Please, I'm with you. I'm trying to see the next question. Thanks for everybody. I'm seeing all the thank you. Okay, Udoka is asking, Sunita, how do I join Fin Tribe? Let's not please send a message to us on Instagram, thefintribe.com, or just check our website, thefintribe.com, or send a message on IG. Thank you. Udoka, how do I start the storage thing? And how do I open shares for my kids? Okay, let me answer about the storage thing. If it's food storage, I will advise you find someone in that line of business. I know why I'm saying that, because some of these food things, they have their own unique way. How do I put? Let's say for palm oil, my family is into palm oil. So number one, I will tell you for free. If you want to store palm oil, don't leave it in a cement floor, like raw floor. Try to maybe spread something or leave a plank before you keep the gallon of oil. Most times, cement floor can make it to congeal. And if it congeals, it reduces the market value when you want to sell. So most times, I will advise, find someone that is in that line of business. Like, for example, my people at a point, some of my friends, if they want to invest in palm oil, I link them to my parents. We run it together. Even in Faint Tribe, my community, we invested in oil. My parents run it for them because that's what they do. I mentioned last year, I did rice. I don't know about rice. So what I did, I found someone in that line, someone you trust to avoid stories that touch, I beg. So what I did was I found someone in Makurdi. We agreed. I sent them the money. They did everything. The storage, they did everything basically. I just paid them for their services. So, but on your own though, what you can do, if you don't find anyone, you can just enter the market, find all these women that are into that line, reason with them, tell them what you want to do. Okay, ma, please, this is what I want to do. They can guide you. You can buy from them. And the good thing is that when you want to sell, you can come back to them. They will buy it all from you. Most times you don't look for where to sell because when it's scarce like this, sellers are even looking for where to buy. But maybe if you have developed a relationship with one of them that will guide you through the process, you can take it to your house. If you have space. I remember when I was small, we used to do even melon, egusi, all those. We just pack it in our house. My parents will tell you, don't let water go here, all of that. You can save it, you can store it on your own, but let someone guide you so you don't make mistake. And then how do I open shares for my kids? Okay, for children, if you want to buy shares for them in Nigerian shares, it's very easy. It's very simple. They will just use your BVN and create, we call it minor account. They will create minor account for them. So what I will advise is that if it's Nigerian shares you want to buy for them, reach out to any investment house. Let me drop the contact of, let me see if I can type in the comment section. If you want to invest with AfriInvest people, brokerage team at afriinvest.com. I'm trying to type it in the comment section. On Monday, send them a message that you want to open brokerage team. You want to open an account for your children for shares. They will send you form to fill. They will create the account for them. So you have that. Your own is not every month. Be adding money to it. You can even be telling them to buy the shares, or you can be buying the shares yourself. Brokerage team. And please hold on. I'm trying to type their email address. Brokerage team at afriinvest.com. So they are investment, they are owned by AfriInvest, one of the top investment banks here. Reach out to them, they will guide you. I hope that answers the question. Who else? Do I open different apps in their names? Okay, this is for foreign shares. So if you want to buy stock for children for foreign shares, it's only adults that can buy shares. So you need a BVN. And once you use your own BVN, you cannot use another one. So the only thing I can suggest is that you can use two different apps. Maybe for yourself, you can be using Bamboo. And then for your children, you can be using another app, let's say True. So you know that this one is for me, this one is for them, okay? But you can't enter, you have to still create the account in your own name for foreign stock because they need an adult BVN. How do I buy MTN shares? MTN shares or any shares at all, you need to download the app. There are two ways. Either you tell the stockbrokers to buy on your behalf, or it's even easier, do it yourself. For MTN, I use AfriInvestor 2.0. Check it on App Store. AfriInvestor 2.0, download it, sign up. It's very easy to use actually. It's like straightforward. If you have a question, it's still the same AfriInvest people. They can guide you. They can even call you on phone and tell you how to use the app. So please download it, AfriInvestor 2.0 or any other app. We have Merit Trade. We have, there's so many apps, but the one I use is AfriInvestor 2.0 for MTN shares or any other Nigerian shares. Okay, let's say you said earlier that you have ethical concern about OP. May not put my word from my mouth, so I don't have any issue with that. So don't mind me, Jare. Just that I don't know. you know, Nigeria now, the way they're dragging all these loan people, I don't think it's actually OP. But when people is OP, they will call. All these people that will send message that this person is owing us, they have ASO, they have HIV, you know, all those unethical practices. But now they're blaming OP for all of that thing. And if it continues, I don't know what the government might decide to do tomorrow and all of that. I don't know. I think OP, I don't have anything against them. I had they pay good interest, which is not an issue. Though I'm always skeptical when interest payment is high. I'm always concerned. How are they making the money? So I don't have anything with OP in particular. Any other person? Can you recommend 2 ETFs?
May I know why you are always concerned? May I know why you are always concerned when the interest rate is high? That's a good information.
Okay, so the way I look at it, maybe because I'm in the industry, in investment banking right now, rates generally are low. For example, my company, before, if you're doing dollar investments, we can pay you up to 7%. But now we've dropped it to like 3-5%. That is because what we are investing in, that your money, we invest in Eurobond. Maybe Eurobond will pay us 9%. We'll give you 7% and keep the rest, Abi. But now, if Eurobond is no longer paying us 9%, they're not paying us 7%, we can't continue, we can't pay you what we don't have. So where are they investing that money to be able to make that high interest they will pay you? Of course, there's some risky investment. I feel like maybe some people are doing cryptocurrency or some risky investment. You know, the higher risk you take, the higher reward you get. So if you're doing risky investment to be able to pay you, what if something happens, the high risk happens, you know, something happens to the money, will they have enough to repay you, or will they come and start telling you story? So I want to know, if the government is paying treasury bill 3%, 5%, and someone is paying me 15%, 20%, not be the same Nigeria Tinubu said he's doing low interest rate. So how are they making? It's more of understanding. So if you know how they make their own money, why not? That is fine. But if I don't know, I will assume that they are doing something very risky with the money, because I know in the whole industry, this is what the standard rate is. And all of us are playing in the same field. Do you understand? So that's how I look at it. When you give me rates that I can't explain, if the person can explain it to me, fine. If not, I'll be concerned. Okay, finally, Goodness. I think this is the last question, hopefully. Goodness is asking, recommend 2 ETFs. Okay, you already know it's not an investment advice. For ETF, I love ETF like VOO, because the top 500 companies, they will always do well. In fact, over the years, they do return decent rates. I like VGT. VGT is an ETF that invests in IT companies, you know, information technology companies. I also like Hack. Hack is an ETF that invests in companies in cybersecurity. I know internet is taking over, so cybersecurity is very important. Hack does well. So these are some of the ones I like. Oh, okay, there's another one. Hopefully this is the last. When do you advise to sell stock? For instance, a stock bought at 200, now is priced at 400. Do you advise to sell or just leave it? So are you, what is your plan? What is your plan for the investment? So personally, if my investment is long-term, I don't care what it's doing. I'm leaving it there. Let me give you an example. I think when Amazon went live, I can't remember. I think they were like less than $50 they were selling then. But the same Amazon, at a point, before they did stock split, the same Amazon was sold at 3,000 something. Imagine you bought Amazon at $50. And one day you see that it's now $100. Oh my God. For you, that is plenty money, Abi. Let me rush and sell and keep my money. The same Amazon that is $100, you wake up the next how many months, is selling at $500. Won't you feel bad? Hey, if I know, I wouldn't have sold this one at 100. If I know, do you get? So the plan is that let them continue to go up and go up. But remember, I said something like this Nigerian stock market that is flying up. I have a feeling that it will still settle, price will still come down. So if you are trading or you feel like taking profit, for people that are trading is when you buy, sell, you don't want to take profit. You can decide to take your profit and leave your capital. But if like me, you are just investing for long term, I don't care what the market is doing, because I know, let's say in the next 20 years that I may retire, in the next 30 years I will retire. that 400 might not be like 2,000 by that time. Do you understand? That is how I look at it. So if you're selling, if you're buying, it depends on what your plan is. Are you doing it to make some income here and there, or you are doing it for the long run? If it's for the long run, remove your eye from it, put it and forget it there. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate. We have been here for some time now. I appreciate your patience when I was
Please,
starting.
everybody, show Jennifer some love. Clap for her. Go
Thank
on
you,
the chat. Say
everyone.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
The emoji.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you
so
so much,
much.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you. You're the
I
best.
appreciate your
Thank you,
time.
everyone. I appreciate the invite.
So
Mr. Tmak, thanks for inviting
before
me.
we leave, I would just
Okay.
like to do a few wraps. Thank you very much, Jennifer. It was very refreshing to hear a different voice and how you ran through it very smartly. Thank you so much. Now, let me do a quick wrap. The first leg of the wrap is that, please, when it comes to investment, you have to pay attention. You need to know the fundamentals of the investment you are making, and you need to pay attention. So this question of when do I buy, when do I sell, you need to know the fundamentals. As an example, anybody who is in transport business, as an example in Nigeria, needs to keep their eye on that space, because the increase in fuel price means that the transportation cost has gone up, means that less people are now traveling, they are weighing their options. If that's all you have been doing and that's all your focus, you need to then know how to take a position. So when you buy shares, because usually what I find in this journey is people think that there's a shortcut to anything, but there's no shortcut to anything worth doing. You have to know the fundamentals of your investment and keep your eye on it, because rarely does it happen suddenly. If you are in the international trade, when Russia was threatening Ukraine and you have shipments going to Ukraine or Russia, you cannot say because the customer has ordered, you take your eyes off it. So keep your eyes on the fundamentals. And then for all that Jennifer has said, if you are like me a couple of years ago, or maybe somebody is wondering, somebody is putting money and is using the interest to buy motor. How much money be that? How much do I have? It's easy for you to feel overwhelmed, but I encourage you to go and watch our last series, because the starting point is how do you manage your money? And it starts by the discipline to save. You build it up, then you begin to multiply it. So don't feel overwhelmed. Before I finish this, I will play a short video of about 2 minutes that just shows you the power of compound interest. Many of you would have seen it, but it's just very relevant to what we are talking about here. And then she ended by setting a challenge. Have you noted it now? Are you going to work on it? How much do you want to start to save? What kind of investment target are you setting? Hey, NEPA has done their work. So how much investment target are you setting for yourself? When do you intend to start? Start now. How do you keep yourself accountable? How do you get to the point that in 6 months' time, when you look back, you can see the improvement in terms of where you are financially? So it is critical to know that nothing good just happens by wishing it or by talking about it. You have to put the energy in, you have to put the effort in, and then you will see the result. So any final thing from anybody before I just play you this very, very short video that when I saw it, I said, interesting to see that when it comes to money, it is all about the power of compounding. And that's what I just want to show now. Any final question from anybody? Any final question from anybody? Okay, so let me show you this, and you will just see that when it comes to investment, it is simply about compounding. And if you have seen this before, I'm sure it will resonate with you now more clearly. And if you have not, then this is what we have been talking about. Start small. It is never too small to start. So make sure you take action. That is the more important thing tonight. You've heard a lot of things. Let me be sure my audio is going to come. Okay, so you've heard a lot of things. Make sure you take action. If you have not started to save, go back and watch our past episode. There is a science to that saving. If you are saving, accumulate it, and then based on all that we're talking about, get your feet wet. Please, it's always good to start small when it comes to investment. Test the water. You want to do this food storage thing. Every business have a hack. Every business has a trick. You cannot know it until you are inside it, no matter how simple it looks from the outside. So start small, like Jennifer said. Find somebody who can handhold you, who can show you the road, who can show. They say follow who know road. Don't just use native intelligence, because your school fees will be very high. But if you follow person wey know road, they will guide you and help you to navigate so that your surprises are minimal. Let's watch this video, and I hope it makes sense to you.
What? Take that, okay?
Okay.
Unroll it as I ask it. Would you rather have $1 million today or a penny doubled every day for the next 30 days?
Wait, so $1 million?
You sure? So you have to lock in your answer now. You can't change it anymore, okay? So $1 million today or a penny doubled every day for the next 30 days?
Absolutely $1 million.
100%.
That's no question.
Okay, well, that's your answer. It's locked in. Go ahead and unroll it one more time.
Unroll?
So here's day one. You get 1 penny.
Okay, I'm winning.
Okay, so day two, it's 2 pennies because it doubled, right?
Yes.
Okay, what's day 3 give us? Hey, you're up to 4 cents.
I think I'm looking pretty good with my $1 million.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Okay, so then day 4, we're looking at 8 cents.
8 cents?
Yes.
I'm winning.
You sure? Okay. Well, day 5, you're at 16 cents now, and you don't regret your choice?
Ooh, no.
Okay. Day 6 is 32 cents.
32 cents now.
You're up to 32 cents on day 6. You still got 24 days to go.
So just 30 days, and
Yeah.
day 6, and I'm still in the cents. I think I'm okay.
Okay, well, let's take a look here. Day 7 is 64 cents.
Okay.
Okay, what's day 8? Day 8's $1.28. So you're up to over $1 now.
Ooh.
So last
$1.
day is $1.28. Okay, so let's see what day 9 is. That is $2.56. Day 10. You're a third of the way there, and you're at $5.12.
I'm having the time of my life over here with $1 million.
Okay, well, I'm just curious. I think you're going to end up creating a position. So let's see what day 11 is. So what's day 11? Day 11, $10.24. Okay, let's take a look at day 12. $20.48.
We're already almost like halfway done.
I know.
No way.
Day 13, $40.96. That's pretty good, yeah?
No, I have $1 million.
Okay, well, let's take a look at day 14. Okay, so now you've doubled from day 13 to 14. You're at $81.92.
$81?
$81.92.
Okay.
Okay.
I still think I'm safe.
Okay, so here's the next day. Go to the next day, day 15. You're halfway there.
Halfway there.
Halfway there, you've earned $163.84 because it's continuing to double every day.
Every day.
Yeah, so you chose $1 million, but day 15 you're at $163.84 if you would have chosen the alternative.
I mean, $1 million's a lot more than that.
Sure.
And that's halfway. Yeah, I think
Okay.
I'm sitting pretty.
Okay, well, let's go to day 16 now. So that's
16.
$327.68.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm
day,
great.
Day 17, 655.36.
Okay, so still not even 1,000. So
Right.
I'm great.
But check this out. Now, day 18, we have broken 1,000. You're at $1,310.72.
Yeah, but there's only what, like 11 days left?
There's 12 days left.
12. Yeah, so I think I'm still completely fine.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you think. Let's go ahead. So once you double that to day 19, you now would have been at $2,621.44.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay, let's take a look at day 20.
Fine.
Let's take a look at day 20. So now you've doubled it from 19 to 20. You're at $5,242.88. That's a good amount of money to make within 20 days.
But nothing compared to $1 million.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay.
It's nothing.
Okay, so you have
that's nice for real life, but like if it's that or $1 million and there's only 9 days left, I'm
It's 10 days left. You're 2/3 of the way there.
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
Wow, look at that. From day 20 to day 21, you're now at $10,485.76.
Okay. Yeah. I'm confident. I'm confident.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, day 22. Look at that. Day 22, $20,971.52.
$1 million's still really far away from that, so I think we're good.
Okay. Well, you're nearing, so you're down to a week left. Day 23, $41,943.04. Could you imagine making over $40,000 in 23 days?
I mean, that sounds lovely, but I made $1 million in one day.
Okay.
In the other situation.
Okay, well, let's just look at day 24, because when you double that, now on day 24, you're at $83,886.08. Pretty good, yeah. You're starting to see where this is going. Because think about that. Take a look at day 25 and see what that's like when it doubles.
I'm actually getting nervous now.
Okay, well, let's look at day 25. Let's take a look. So when you double that, day 25, $167,772.16. And you got 5 days to go. It's going to double each of those 5 days. So you chose $1 million.
I'm kind of doing math in my head.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, let's look at 26. Day 26. Wow. Now that's doubled to $335,544.32. Could you imagine making over $330,000 in 26 days?
I mean, yeah.
You made $1 million on day one.
I made $1 million in one day, but
because that's going to double a few more times. So let's take a look at day 27.
No. Wait, can I change my
answer? You can't. I said you had to lock it in at the beginning, and you locked it in. Let's look at day 27.
No.
Day 27. Oh, look at it. Okay, Day 27, $671,088.64. Because guess what? Roll over to day 28. Because once that doubles on day 28, we have now gone over the $1 million that you took on day one. You are now at $1,342,177.28 on day 28.
I think you tricked me.
I did not. I said, do you want a penny doubled every day for 30 days or do you want $1 million?
You tricked me.
You chose $1 million because here's the fun part. We've already gone over the $1 million that you chose, and it's still going to double 2 more times. So let's see what day 29 is. If it were to double for day 29, you would have now been at $2,684,354.56.
No,
That's almost 1.7 million more than you took on day one.
Baby.
It's because $1 million sounded so good compared to
it
a
really
penny.
did.
But here's the best part. There's still another day. Should we see what you would have ended up with? Instead of $1 million, you would have had $5,368,709.12.
You're muted.
Okay. Thank you for telling me. I didn't realize. Sorry. So, okay, the point here is compound interest does not double, but it just tells you that's like taking one kobo and doubling it every day. And in 1 month, you will have more than the person that took ₦1 million in day one. So the point I'm trying to drive home with that, therefore, is to say that do not be overwhelmed with where you are starting from. The biggest thing here is start. Please, everybody that is left here, go to the chat room and just type start. Just start. Start from somewhere. we are on different journeys, and we are at different points in our journey. Yours may be to download the app. Somebody may be to go and check your statement and see what kind of savings you can start. Don't worry about whether it is 5,000 you are able to save. Don't worry whether it is 2,000 you are able to save. The power is more in the regularity and the repetition than in the quantum. That consistency is the trick, because over time, that 1 kobo can become 5 million if you double it every day. Now, it may not go that quickly, but if you start and you are consistent about it, you will be very glad that you did. So, in landing, therefore, my request to you is that please ensure that this is not just one, oh, that was nice, you really tried. Make sure that you take steps that will lead you in that direction. And next week, having now spoken about making money, milking money, multiplying money, we will then be going into the future and talking like we are already there. And we will create that mind and that image in our mind to say, now I am rich. Now I have the money. Now it is here. How do I get it to the point where I can make it to work for me? That is the menu for next episode. So it's been a privilege to have you here. I would just like to stop just for a few minutes to say, does anybody have anything to say about what we've learned today? And then just to thank you for being patient. This is probably one of the longest that we've heard. And then we will take it up from there next episode by the grace of God. So, any final thing from anybody? Any final thing from anybody? Any final thing from anybody? Please just feel free to unmute and then talk.
Thank you very much. It was an eye-opener.
Thank you. Yes,
and we should thank you that you had time despite the fact you have a whole lot of program to handle.
Yes, it has to be done.
God bless you. Thank you, sir.
Very much. I have a question here as to, can we have the recording? Yes. Femi, the recording will be uploaded into our YouTube channel. John, please just drop that link again here. It's called Development, Empowerment, and Leadership Initiative. So on that group, on that channel, you will not only see this episode, you are going to see the ones that had come before now that built up to this. So you are able to consume it fully and then let everything add up for you. Yes, any final thing for anybody? The whole essence of this is not even so much about how much money you are making now, but how can you build something that lives yourself? How can you live a life where the expenses become cheap and you are in a position to live your life as fully as you possibly can? That is the whole essence of this program. And like I said in the beginning, you may want to connect with us on our Telegram group. John, if you can also please just drop that. And the idea is, whether about finance, about investment, about any decision you have to make, we are building a community there where you can just go in, drop your question, you can drop it directly, or you can drop it with the administrator who can then drop it so that if you do not want to be traced to you, and you can hear other people's opinion, get their ideas, get their suggestions, so that you are not walking blind and you are not guessing. On that note, I would like to please just invite you to take this quick poll that is going to be put up here so that we know exactly how this is making sense to you. And we hope to see you next month by the grace of God. That will be end of August. And until then, tmak is still my name, and our passion is still all about world transformation, starting with one man, starting with one community. I hope to see you next time. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your weekend.